Hi, my name is Diana and I am a yoga teacher. Today I'll be leading you in chair yoga. And so all you will need is yourself, a chair, and if you don't have a chair, just something you can sit on comfortably. If you're kind of short like me, you might want some blocks under your feet so that you're able to have your knees at a right angle. That's not absolutely necessary, but if you have it, it's always nice. And some comfortable clothes. So settle yourself in and let's begin. Come into your comfortable seat, whatever chair you've chosen. And comfortable does not need to necessarily look like yoga. It literally needs to be comfortable. What some things that will make it a yogic seat is, or are, that your spine is erect but not stiff. So you can shimmy around, play with the distribution of your weight, and then feel as though your weight is evenly distributed between both sits bones. Then check your posture and make sure that you're not struggling to keep yourself in this seat. It does need to be an easeful seat. So make any adjustments you feel you need. And then if you decided that you did need blocks and you have them handy, you can place them under your feet. So that's basically just elevating the floor, keeping the knees as close to a 90-degree angle as is possible. And if you happen to be taller, you might want to put the blocks underneath you. So settle on in. Take your hands and allow them to rest on your lap. So we don't want any limbs dangling because this actually is some effort to the body, even though we might feel as though it's relaxing. We want everything supported. Then close your eyes or cast them downward. If you're casting them downward, find a spot along the floor or something that's not moving. And just draw your awareness to your breath without trying to change it at all. Noticing the pace of your breath, the quality of your breath. Noticing the temperature as they pass through both nostrils. And noticing maybe if it's a little warmer on the exhale. Your next inhale, breathe deeply through both nostrils and feel your abs puff out like a little Buddha belly. And feel the chest rise like a superhero. And feel the collarbones rise as well. Exhale. Take twice as long to exhale as it did to inhale. And at the end of it, squeeze the navel toward the spine. And then inhale again, fill the body up with the air. And exhale, let it take twice as long. And breathe this way at your pace for a couple of breaths. And your next exhale, exhale completely, squeezing the navel toward the spine, and return your breath to normal. You can keep your eyes closed or cast downward, and we'll scan the body for any tension that you might be holding. We want to relax the entire body. So starting from the tip of the head, relax the very top of your head. Unfurrow the brow. Feel the weight of the eyes in their protective sockets. Unpurse the lips. Let the tongue relax in your mouth. And let the jaw relax. Separate the teeth slightly and wiggle the jaw from side to side. Let the throat feel soft and open. Shoulders and armpits relaxed. Feel the weight of your arms and feel the hands resting in your lap. Feel grounded through your sits bones. The weight of the entire upper body supported. And let the legs be comfortable and sturdy. And we'll scan once more from the toes to the head. And if you find you've got any latent bit of tension, just let it escape through the top of your head. So relax your toes, tops and soles of your feet. Relax your heels and your ankles, your shins and your calves, the knees and the backs of the knees. Relax the upper legs, the hips and the buttocks, and the torso. Relax all 10 fingers, backs and palms of the hand, all the little bones in the wrists. And relax the upper arms and the elbows, the shoulders and armpits. Feel them melting toward the ground. Relax the neck and the throat and all the muscles of the face. And if you suspect you're holding any little bit of tension, sends a very gentle, silent message to release now through the top of your head. And notice the quality of your breath when you allow the body to fully relax. Open your eyes. And make any movements you feel you need before we go on with our official yoga practice. So knowing now what it feels like to relax, we'll come back again to that sensation, to that feeling, to that pace of breath. Whenever you feel as though you're holding your breath or you're panting or anything is pinching or stabbing, just return your awareness to your breath until it reaches that point of calm, and then go on with what you're doing. So you feel free to pause the video or anything you'd like. As a matter of fact, this is your practice. So even though I'm teaching and leading, you are the expert of your body. So if anything hurts in any way or feels uncomfortable, or you just don't like the way it sounds or makes you feel funny, whatever it is, don't do it. It is your practice. And that said, let's begin. So we're going to start with loosening up the joints of the body, because that's where all of our mobility is. So we're going to start with the head, because the most flexible part of our spine is the neck spine. And it's really easy to hold a lot of tension there and to injure it. So let's take care of it. We're going to inhale, exhale, and tip the chin toward the chest. Inhale, tip the chin toward the ceiling. And do this a couple of times. Now we're not whipping the head around. We're being very mindful. Inhaling on the up. Exhaling on the down. One more time. Then bring your head straight. Next, we're going to turn to look over the right shoulder. So exhale, turn, look over the right shoulder. Don't hold your breath, continue to breathe. Inhale, bring the head straight. Exhale, turn to look over the left shoulder. Inhale straight. And do this a couple of times. And it actually doesn't matter if you start it with the right or the left. Just make sure that you even it out. Take care of both sides. Come straight on the inhale. Notice if you feel any different. Now we're going to tip the right ear to the right shoulder. Notice how that feels. Notice if you have the tendency to hunch the shoulders up a little bit. Let them keep relaxing. Inhale, bring the head straight. Exhale, bring it down on the other side, tilt to the left. Inhale straight, tilt to the right. And this time you can take the right hand and place it over the left ear. And we're not pulling or tugging. We're just giving it a little bit extra weight for a little deeper stretch. And if you like this, you might try releasing the left arm. And here you'll notice you'll feel a stretch. And if you like that, you might make little circles with the arm. And circles in the other direction. And then pause, release it all. And tilt the head in the opposite direction. If you liked the hand, you can try it on this side. And we're not symmetrically built, so this side might want something entirely different, and that's okay. So you decide if you want the hand, if you want the little circles, any combination thereof. And bring it on down. Now we're going to put some of those all together. We're going to come with chin to chest. Roll over to right ear, right shoulder. Tip the chin up to the ceiling and roll over to left ear, left shoulder. And you got it. That makes a circle. So go ahead and make mindful circles. Again, we're not whipping the head around. You might hear a lot of cricks and creaks and snaps and crackles and pops. And that's perfectly fine. Go in the opposite direction when you'd like. And when next the chin comes to the chest, you can pick up the head and just notice how you're feeling. Now, if you like that part, you can pause, you can do it all over again. You can do this at any point during the day. It's one of my favorite things to do. I've even become bold and daring and done it on the subway and nobody cares. So we're going to work down the body and the joints. We're going to start with the shoulders and just pick the shoulders up and really scrunch, like you're giving a great big what, and then let it drop. We'll pick it up, squeeze, 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 and drop. And now I can't see you, but if you're that person that is going to let them float down, I'm going to encourage you to let them drop. I promise they will stay connected to your body. This is how we get rid of tension. Now we're going to give ourselves a big hug by crossing the arms. Really actually hugging yourself. If you'd like, you can look down at the crook of your elbow and tell yourself some lovely things. All the things other people should be telling you, go ahead and tell yourself. How wonderful you are, how well you did that thing. And open your heart. Cross the arms again with the opposite arm on top and tell yourself some nice things. Or some more nice things, rather. And you might feel sorry for those people who don't get to hug you. Just tell yourself what a wonderful hugger you are. And then let it go. Notice how that made you feel, saying nice things about you to you. Then come a little bit forward in the chair. And bring the feet a little farther apart for your stability. We're going to move down the body with the movements here. And we're going to do stir the pot. So interlace the fingers and literally pretend that you are stirring a giant pot. And my favorite part is imagining what's in the giant pot. Oops. And I know we're gearing toward those eating holidays, but I have to admit that no matter what time of the year it is, I always pretend this is a giant pot of coquito. And depending on who the audience is, depends on what's in that coquito. And the other direction. And bring all your senses into it. How thick is it? Do you need to go a little slower? Is it cold? Is it hot? Is it thick? How many people are you sharing this with? Or nobody? And let it go. Rest the hands and notice how you feel. We're going to take care of the hands and the feet for a moment by stretching out the fingers, stretching out the toes, and then crunching them. I don't know how good this microphone is, but you might have heard all my joints crack, and that's perfectly fine. Stretch and crunch, particularly in the winter when our hands and our feet are in our pockets and in shoes. You know, they don't have all the mobility that they usually have the rest of the year. And make these circles. I know my feet circles are kind of lame, but okay. Big circles in the opposite directions. And then circle the arms up, test that mobility of the shoulder joint. And down. And come back to your comfortable seat. See how that made you feel. We're going to sort of put it all together here. So this is called laughing bicycle. And yes, I know this does not look anything like a bicycle, but that's what it's named, and I didn't give it the name, so let's go. We'll start with the upper body. Already it's not very bicycle-y, but you get it. So we can stay here if you like this, or you can add some feet movements, a little marching. And for this, I forgot to mention, you should be a little farther back in the chair. And if you'd like, you can just pick it up and pretend you're on one of these. Oh, I just lost all my coordination right there. I think my blocks. And if you'd like, you can go a little quicker. And as fast as you can. And have a race with the person next to you. And then slow it down. And notice how you feel. Probably a little bit warmer. So here, we're going to put the blocks aside. We're actually going to stand up. We're going to use the chair as a prop. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a back bend. Now we're going to practice King Dancer, which is a yoga asana. We can use the chair the whole entire time for whatever you'd like. Or you can just use it for balance, or you could just use it and not touch it, but have it there for, you know, just for comfort. Now, if you'd like, you can do it in the chair, and I'll show you how to do that on the opposite side. So here, depending on your comfort zone, you'll either hold the chair or have little piano hands. Then, go ahead and pick a leg and sweep it back like a ballerina. This can be your King Dancer. This is perfectly fine. It's like a bus stop. You don't ride all the way to the end of the bus all the time. You get off on the stop that you like. So if you like this, you can stay here. If you want another stop, you can bend this knee and take hold of the foot or the ankle or the pants, whatever. Continuing to hold this. Then, if you'd like, you can press the foot into the hand. And by doing that, see how this gives you a back bend and stretches the front of the thigh. If you want a little bit more, you can raise that free arm, whoop, whoop, balance. And continue to push the foot into the hand and come into King Dancer. And fall out and come back in. This is like the 5th King Dancer I've done in the last couple of hours. So let's see how this goes again. And balance is a funny thing. So I did a perfect one about 2 hours ago, and then I couldn't do it at all. So I'm going to recalibrate. I'm going to try it on the other side. And notice how it's fun. You're not beating yourself up over the fact that, oh no, I fell over. That's exactly what the chair is for. So here, I'm actually going to do the same side, but you'll see the other leg. You can come into it a little bit differently. You can bend the knee and then bring it back and then take hold and raise the arm. Press, press, press and come forward. For whatever reason, it's better right now than it was before. Come back as gracefully as it took you to come in. And notice how that made you feel. Like really truly notice. So stand in your Tadasana. And then check out what you're telling yourself about it. And if you like it, keep it. And if you don't like it, change that thought. So we're coming back to the chair. And if you want to try this seated, you can use blocks or not. And I like to sit with the edge of the chair between the knees. This gives me a sense of stability. Now these chairs have a little dip in them, so that makes it, a little conducive to this particular positioning. And because I am short, I'm going to use a block underneath my foot. And I'm going to hold the back of the chair. So doing it in a seated position, it's going to be different for everyone's anatomy. And for me, this is what it looks like. Me leaning into the back of the chair, bending and taking hold of whatever I can take hold of. And then it's actually easier for me to balance this way, on the ball of my foot. Now I have to say, I'm not the person who lets go in the seated king dancer, so I'm not going to. But I'm still pressing the foot into the hand. I'm still keeping my focus on a singular spot, except to turn my head and talk to you. And then I'm going to let it go. I'm going to notice how that made me feel. And then you can just do it on the other side. And when I had torn my meniscus back in the spring, I would do king dancer standing on one side and seated on the other. And it was perfectly fine. So back to our seat. We're going to come into a forward fold. And so there's two ways we can do this. We can do it seated, and we can also use the chair standing up. So we'll come seated first. So particularly if you have issues with getting dizzy or you don't feel very stable, you can just come forward and relax. And this is a lovely forward fold. The back is rounded. You are relaxing the top part of your body, and you're being held up by the bottom part. Now, if you like this and you want to go a little deeper, you can come a little bit deeper and turn it into a little inversion. So if you like that, you can stay there for a moment. I'm going to walk my hands back up and show you how you can do it standing in the chair, or with the chair rather. This time we're going to face the chair. We're going to come to it just from a standing position, and you get to choose whether you want to hold the back of the chair and make this L shape, and this is perfectly fine. Or if you'd like to rest one forearm on the other and come down for a little forward fold. And if you'd like to, you can step a little bit farther away and you can rest your forehead on this little pile of arm pillows. Also massages that third eye. Forward folds are poses of surrender, so just relax into it. If you feel like it's a little too relaxing and you want a little bit more action, you can take hold of the legs of the chair and come all the way down to what we call Uttanasana forward fold. And again, just let everything relax. When you're ready to come up, you can use the chair for your balance, and you come up very slowly. As the relaxation response from the forward fold can go away in an instant if you just snap yourself back up. So come back to your chair and just notice how you felt, and notice how you feel. Forward folds, like I said, are calming. The back bends, like we just did with the king dancer, those are a little more exhilarating. So when you do this at home, if you're just going to pick and choose what you'd like to do, Just remember that back bends enliven the body. So if you feel a little listless, maybe you do one of those. And forward folds will calm you down. So if you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed, you can pick one of the forward folds. And so we can wrap it up here with a body twist. Now, I don't know how old y'all are out there on the other side of the video, but some of you might remember I Dream of Jeannie. And so we're going to make some genie arms. I'm going to sit up tall and inhale. I'm going to exhale. I'm going to twist from the genie navel, which we never got to see on TV because that was a no-no. Pick a side and twist over. And continue to breathe. And then inhale and come forward. Exhale, twist over. And once you're over, continue to breathe. And go ahead and twist one way or the other. Sing the theme song to yourself, whatever you'd like to do. You might try looking in the opposite direction. You might try, I don't know, remembering some of your favorite lines. And then coming forward, letting it go, noticing how you feel. And we'll get ready now to wind it down with a brief guided meditation. So remembering what we did at the top of class, we'll scan the body once more. And without any judgment, you might notice if anything's different. And just notice with a sense of curiosity. So starting from the feet, relax the toes and the ankles, the shins and the calves, the knees and the backs of the knees, the quads and the hamstrings. Relax the pelvis and the buttocks and feel anchored to the chair. Relax the back and the torso, shoulders, armpits, the entirety of your arms, and your entire hands. Relax your spine, the lower back, the middle, and that space between the shoulder blades. Relax the neck and the throat, the lips and the mouth, the teeth and the tongue, the nose, the cheeks, the eyelids and the eyes. Relax the forehead and the temples, the backs of the head. And if you suspect you're still holding any tension anywhere at all, release it now to the top of your head and relax that too. Notice the quality of your breath. Keep your body relaxed. Keep your mind aware. And this time we're going to turn our attention to the activity in the mind. Watch your thoughts popping in and out of your mind like you might watch stars twinkling against a velvet sky. One pops in and shines bright and fades away, and another pops in another direction. And some are way in the distance and foggy, and some are up close, some close together and some far apart. And you just stargazing, watching the night sky of your mind without attaching any stories or emotions, just watching. And as you watch, your thoughts like stars, notice that there's space between your thoughts, just like there's space between the stars. And focus your attention there. where it's quiet and deep and calm, still, peaceful. And locate that sense of peace where you feel it strongest in your body. And then feel it spread to every limb, every organ, every cell, filling every space. And know that this sense of peace is your true nature, your true essence, and your birthright. We are, at our core, peace. So rest here in your true nature for a few moments. Feeling free to pause the video if you want more than a few. And bask in your inner peace. Bring your awareness back to your breath, again without managing or changing it at all. And allow the natural rhythms of your body to begin to awaken you physically. And then wiggle your fingers and your toes and roll the arms and legs. Then take full control of your breath and maybe an overhead stretch and any wake-up sounds you might want to make. Any additional movements you feel you need. And then settle into your chair. And we'll conclude with what we call pranayama, or breathing practice. And a very, very brief meditation, like 30 seconds tops. And so for our pranayama today, I'll show you Nadi Shuddhi, the alternate nostril breathing. So this is an excellent breath to practice if you just want to calm down, if you're feeling anxiety, and also if you suffer from insomnia. It's actually great to do right before you go to sleep. You can do it lying down. All right, so we start with raising the right hand and making a very gentle fist. Then we release the thumb and the last two fingers, and that's not very easy, even for me. So if you want to cross the fingers or, make any variation on it, then go ahead. Turn the fist toward your face. Breathe deeply through both nostrils. At the top of that inhale, close off the right nostril with your thumb. Exhale slowly out of your left nostril. And remember that deep breath. Squeeze the navel toward the spine. And inhale through that nostril. Fill the body with air. At the top of that inhale, pause. Just shift the hand over. Close off the left nostril with the ring and pinky fingers. And exhale slowly to the right nostril. And we'll do it again. We'll inhale fully to the right nostril. Close off with the thumb. Exhale left. And if you'd like, you can add some mantra to it or some affirmations. You can inhale prana and energy into all of your goals and objectives. And you can exhale anything that might be an obstacle for you. Inhale confidence. Exhale self-doubt. Or inhale the power of the king dancer, dancing victoriously over those obstacles. Exhale anything that might get in the way. And after your next exhale through the right nostril without rushing, you can put the hands down on the lap. And calling to the forefront of your mind something that brings you peace. You're giving something for your mind, or your brain actually, to concentrate on. Because the body is best stilled when the mind is still, and the mind is best stilled when it has just a single thing to focus on. So that thing can be whatever brings you peace, whether it's a person, a place, a sound, a song, a color, whatever it is. If you can't think of one, you can concentrate on your breath. If you don't want to do that, you can think of something or someone you love. And we'll just sit with the eyes closed for literally 30 seconds. And when the mind wanders, and it will, that's its job, gently nudge it back to what you wanted to focus on. And if you'd like, you can bring the palms together at heart center, solidifying that sense of peace, that root to peace, bowing forward, honoring that spark of life and divinity in us. That's all the same. Whatever it is for you that is beyond your physical body. On the way up, we'll acknowledge everyone who's doing this together, everyone you meet today. We are really all the same inside. And thank you so much for walking through this video with me. Again, my name is Diana. I'm an integral yoga teacher in the style of integral yoga, and I'm a registered yoga teacher of 500 hours. Thank you so much.